Hello and welcome to the 14th week of our video blog. This week's topic is about podcasting, webcasting, and Coursecasting. Um, this week we will be talking about this issue around two main papers that have been published. The first one is from Carnegie Mellon University. It's about teaching with technology, a white paper about podcasting, and the other one is a report from different universities, actually three institutions: University of Michigan, School of Dentistry, Harvard Extension School, and the University of Washington. Podcasting in general, or webcasting, or coursecasting is just, in general terms, is providing your material, whether it's audio, visual, or both, online for people to download or watch, listen on the web. What these papers are trying to find out is that what are the benefits and the disadvantages of integrating webcasting, podcasting into our education system. The first paper, the white paper about podcasting from Carnegie Mellon University, they are giving us some technical aspects of podcasting, and that there are three aspects of any podcast. The first one is preparation of the podcast, and the second one is production and publication, and the third one is delivery and playback. Each one of these each one of these steps involves important challenges and important processes that you have to go through to make your podcast really good and available for everyone. There are a lot of podcasts out there. I have been listening for them for a long time, and I can say that not all of them, or actually not even like half of them, are good, because a lot of the podcasts out there, they are either very long, very short, not really well prepared, or the overall quality is really bad. So whenever you are trying to put like your podcast or webcast for the general public out there to look at it or view it, there are a lot of things you need to consider. Also, in the paper, they are trying to identify that a podcast in itself is not an educational tool that has great advantages. Actually, it's kind of worthless if it doesn't help you get to your goals. And they state that what the teachers and students brings in with the podcasting or course casting, the kind of integration, the kind of uses and functions they are using this technology in, are the real benefits of this technology. In another note, they are saying that technically and editorially speaking, podcasting on a personal, individual level is much more higher and difficult than a course casting by itself. And we have seen a lot of schools and universities course casting their material, yet a lot of people think it's really easy to do. However, according to this paper, they're saying that if you want to do a podcast or course cast by yourself, it's much more difficult than the one that you think they are podcasting from MIT Open Course, or like the one, because they are basically recording something that has already been planned, previewed, practiced. So the only thing that involved in this process is the recording and uploading to the web. So that's kind of the less important part than the production and preparation part. And the other paper from the three universities that we talked about, they are talking about the kind of motivation and attitude students have toward podcasting and coursecasting. In one of their studies, they provided students with, which is really interesting, with three versions of the course they are trying to get the students interact with through podcasting and webcasting. They gave them text. I think it was they gave them text only. They gave them audio synchronized with pictures, and then they gave them audio and video. And they noted that when it comes to these three versions, text, audio only, audio and video, they noted that the students really appreciated, and actually they used audio the most. So that gives us that the students are always on the go, and they don't want to look or to read. They just want something that they can do maybe while they are doing something else. So that's a big takeout from this study. Also, in the University of Michigan Michigan School of Dentistry, they said that in general it is safe to say that most students do not listen to each and every podcast or coursecast put out there. Actually, they only listen to like 20% of what's out there. So that brings another issue of do we need to record everything? Do we need to record the basics, the important part? That's something that needs to be dealt. So the last part of this video cast is that, or video blog, depends on what how you call it, is the kind of worries that people have when it comes to podcasting and course casting, especially with all the universities now are just like course casting their classes, and some people would be worried that students will be absent, or that would increase their rate of absentees in the classes. So this studies actually showed that having a podcast out there and having coursecast out there does not help. Does not actually allow students or encourage them to not coming to school or dropping from every week classes, actually, because they found that if students listen to this podcast, they are actually more encouraged to come and participate and become active, and the ones who did not listen, that was like much more less for them to attend, and actually they didn't find any relation between these two. Some of the worries that they find actually include the removal of natural consequences of for social interaction within classrooms, as that is peer interaction, scaffolding, and all these educational concepts that usually happens within the classroom. Another one that in some cases students are becoming really reliant on the course casting and not paying too much attention and effort into their own work and personal reading, and that's kind of a problem because students tend to rely on whatever being course cast and just take it from there, and just that's basically their kind of study they do, and that was really important in that study. There are in a paper that was published by Bazan, he or she believes that the real potential for podcasting is best achieved by developing supplementary material. So podcasting should be a supplement, podcast should be a supplement to the real course. And she gave us 4 ways of doing that. When it comes to supplementing materials, she said that we could use it as you can use podcast as to restructure the class time and to allow students to work in groups or individually, and inverting the teaching style. Also, she said that listening as a technical skill, that is, we can use podcasting in areas where listening is really important, as in the case, for example, diagnosing murmur diagnosing skills practices for doctors, for example. Also, when it comes to the other use of podcast as an assignment, she said that students can use it as a summary for the course lectures. Also, she said that podcasting literacy criticism, that is, students can post can podcast their own literacy, and others can post podcasts that would criticize their literary work. So that's a really like supplementary use of podcasting. Um, so these 2 points are really like I think it's really important to keep them in mind, and to remember that podcasting is not an important or educational tool by itself. It's what we bring with it as educators and teachers. Also, we can use it as a supplemental tool to the classroom rather than presenting the whole class or the whole course through Coursecasting or Postcasting. Thank you so much, and see you next time.